Coach, if you could give us a recap of your great weekend of beating scholarship programs at the Augustana Invite last Friday.
We've been looking forward to that meet for the last couple weeks. Ran at Grinnell 2 weeks ago, and teams are doing well. Training is going awesome. Attitudes are good. The challenge for them was it was a great big meet, 50 teams on both sides. I think that's probably over 600 runners started on both sides. I think that's the biggest meet I've ever been in, I've ever coached anyway in. So that was kind of interesting. The goal, the challenge to them was if we're going to be a national caliber team, then we have to go into these meets and not be intimidated by the size. We can't be out slow and get swallowed by 200 people we shouldn't be racing. So the smaller meets that we've had allow us to kind of play because the field's not so. It was awesome. Team went out. You could just feel the week coming in with workouts that they were doing great. Attitudes are great. They just went right out at it. Bennett's going to put himself in with the best in the country. He's taken a long-term approach to the season, but he's all of a sudden shifted gears. And the guys, it was a riot. It was a blast. Guys competed, gals competed great. Get second. University of Illinois, would have been nice to pick them off, but they're a little bit better than we are. But that's the only team that got us. We got a bunch of Division II teams, scholarship teams, in all the Division IIIs and the junior colleges and the NAIA schools. On the men's side, Ferris State, on the women's side, beat us by just a little bit. They didn't beat us by much. And that's when we beat Mary something. I don't remember what that college name was. And the great thing is we did ourselves a great thing because we beat a lot of other highly ranked region teams from other Division III regions, including Loras, that was ranked second in our region. We beat them on the men's side. And so great weekend, great step, great confidence builder, fun to watch us do so well.
Well, now you host your annual home invite on Saturday. What will be the team's focus for that meet?
Smaller meet at home, a couple of good teams. Grinnell on the women's side will be here, and although we've beaten them the last 2 times, they're not too far behind us. And then St. Thomas, who's been ranked 3rd in the region, on the men's side is coming down. And so we just picked off the 2nd-ranked team. I'm hoping we can pick off the 3rd-ranked team. What I really want them to work on is finishing fast. We've got championship teams that make it into the national meet that are top 10 national meet. We've got to finish fast. And so we'll kind of see how the race develops. But we're going to see if we can't keep our pecs together a little bit longer. And I think I'll have some kind of a big, like a Dairy Queen or something for whoever has the fastest last mile or something relative to their speed or something. We'll kind of set something up to kind of say, okay, let's work on finishing fast, because our next meet is at Oshkosh 2 weeks from this weekend. And that'll be nearly a national meet. Probably half of the teams or more that will be at our Division III national meet will be there competing. And so it's a high-powered meet, and we've got to be ready to not only not be intimidated like we were this week, but we've got to be ready to be in a group, and we have to finish fast if we're going to do well. And so that's kind of the goal. We're training pretty much through this. We've got a couple more good weeks of training before we hit those big meets and the championship meets. So we're training hard this week, and hopefully that doesn't fatigue us by the time the end of the week comes. And then we'll see if we can't work on finishing fast.
Bennett Mosher was just recently named not only the men's cross-country performer of the week, but the male athlete of the week for the Iowa Conference. What specifically have you seen from him improve on this season?
Bennett's a lot more mature. He's got a quiet demeanor about him right now. That's when I talk about dream versus vision. We get a dream, and everything kind of starts with a dream. Oh, I could do that. But there's a difference between I can do this and I belong doing this. And so the vision of seeing himself there. Last year he's 48th in the nation, top 35 or All-American. Those 13 places are not very far. When he's finishing, he sees the 35th place person ahead of him. And that was last year in the national meet, and he just, he sees himself being able to perform at that level. And he did it. He just went right out and finished 9th in the race, and only a couple of Division III guys ahead of him. And so too, I think, And so he sees himself doing that. So that's kind of the fun thing, is there's just a process of, no, I believe I am good enough now, and I will do. And so that's really kind of fun, and it will carry him. I kind of, within running, you kind of see them be All-Americans before they actually are All-Americans. And this has been, it's a great example of that. I mean, you can just see he's an All-American waiting to happen. We just need to be ready at the time, and he'll be there.
Great. Well, look forward to Saturday.
Great.